We're going to begin to learn now the first movements of the first section of Unity in Motion. The first section of Unity in Motion usually is practice standing up, but also we learn it in the chair because it's very easy in the chair to find the foundation, which is the hips and the legs, from which then we define the spiral nature of the spine, the right and the left and the shoulders and arms, the release of the neck, the centralization of the head, and the 7 centers. So it's much more easy because we don't have to worry so much when we stand up. It's having the legs and the floor and so on. So this is very easy. The first section is called geometrical unity because we learn through the first section to define places in a space from which we experience 3 dimensions. And then through the connections, we learn also the path of balance, which is to unite the connections, all the connections into one flowing movement. The most important thing to remember in this practice is that it is very easy, very, very simple, and it's all just start practicing. So I want to show you a little bit of this graphic, which is called why it's called geometrical unity, the first section, because it allows to experience all the different places in which we define the 7 centers and the places in a space in which gravity and equilibrium and expansion are one, and then we'll begin to experience a space as a spherical, omnidirectional connection that embraces us and also expands us in a space. Okay? So we'll start there with 0 point, which we defined in the preceding segment, and we'll start with an opening of the arms as we describe it, connecting to the heart. And we begin, the first wave is an inflowing wave. And we start the first movement of Unity in Motion, which defines foundation, which is the connection of the pelvis and the pelvic floor, and then crown, which is the extension of the spine and the extension of the arms as we connect it to the vertical extension of ourselves. So let's begin. So it takes 4 counts and 4 counts, so there are 8 counts in the whole movement. 5, 6, 7, and 8. 1, 2, 3, foundation, outflowing wave, and crown. Again, 1, 2, 3, 4, 1, 2, 3, 4, 1, 2, 3, 4, 1, 2, 3, 4. In this movement, there is a place in between crown and foundation, which we call suspended balance. And it's a diamond that is quite close to you, that allows you again to experience that the rib cage is not pushing back, but is suspended. So through the suspension of the rib cage, you descend to foundation in order to go back to crown. So we guarded the wave, we come back to suspended wave, which is right here, and then this is called descending, ascending to foundation, and then we go to crown, and we go again. 1, 2 is suspended wave, 3 is descending, ascending, 4 is foundation, and then we go to crown. Now, when we come to suspended wave, this connection is called descending, ascending, because we come back through the hands and we come back through the lower arm to connect the energy back to the heart. So from suspended wave, we don't go down with the elbow because it will close the shoulders, but we descend through the hands into the arm to foundation in order to go back to crown. Beautiful. Now, foundation as a connection is a sphere, it's a diamond, but also a sphere. And I would like to show you what it looks like in this sphere that I have here. Beautiful. This is, of course, is very large, this sphere. The sphere of foundation will be more like the size of a basketball, and the connection of the hand will be at this level of it. If you will see it, I will show it to you how it will look like in relation to my hips. But this connection describes a sphere then that it goes through the pelvic floor, through the pelvis, and allow to experience the connection and the suspension of my arms in foundation. It is very important because in the suspension of the arms and foundation, right in this connection, I began the outflowing wave, the second movement of unity in motion, through the sphere itself, and it allowed me to give me momentum through the elbow to come up to the outflowing wave. So the sphere is important because the sphere is what allows you to be able to initiate the wave. It's important because without the sphere, you will have to grab the shoulder to do it. And if you're grabbing the shoulders, then the shoulders will push back. So the sphere is important because it allows you to experience the beginning of the wave. Okay? So let's practice again now this movement a few times. And wonderful. So just practice. 5, 6, 7, and 8. 1, suspend the wave. 2, 3, and 4, outflowing wave. 3 and 4. 1, 2, 3, and 4. 1, 2, 3, and 4. Inflowing wave. 2, 3, and 4. Outflowing wave. 2, 3, and 4. Inflowing wave. 3 and 4. Outflowing wave. 3 and 4. If we complete the movement and we wanted to arrive to the beginning of the movement, we undo the wave and we are back into 0-point balance. Alright? When we start initiating the wave into the inflowing wave, begin to think about as a circular motion, that you are embracing the wave back into you to come back to suspended wave. Yeah. So what we wanted to avoid is that you're coming like closing the diamond into you, but you find the circularity of it that allows you to come to foundation. From foundation, you go into the outflowing wave, and then again inflowing wave, 3 and 4, and that is the outflowing wave. Sometimes in your practice, if you would like to, you can spend time in foundation for a little bit. It's very important because it's the sphere that allows you to experience that you initiate the movement from the pelvic floor. And remember that the pelvic floor and the pelvis is important because it's the foundation from which the entire spine then can become unwind and go into its vertical direction. All right? So let's rest for a moment and then we can begin again and continue with the practice. We would like to show you a little bit now the first movement, unity in motion, as it is seen a little bit on the diagonal, because then you can see more the planes in which the arms are moving in a space, and it will help you. So we'll start in 0 point, and we gather the wave in 0 point, and we come back to suspended wave, and we descending, ascending, and we will outflowing wave into crown. And again, 1, and 2, 3, and 4. 1, and 2, 3, and 4. I want you to observe how crown is not necessarily at this point in space, which will seem like the side plane of me right here, but it's a little bit forward. And this amount of forwardness, almost diagonal forward a little bit, allow me for my shoulders not to push back, but to connect me again through the center of my chest. So that's the place that we gather the wave in it. 1, the inflowing wave. 2, 3, and 4, and the outflowing wave. 3 and 4. Now I want you to notice that when I descend through the wave and ascending, now I'm going up very gently through the centers of my spine, which they will become more clear to you as you practice. 4, 1, 2, 3, and 4. Wonderful. 1, 2, 3, and 4. 1, 2, 3, and 4. This is the last time. 1. If we want to stop for a few seconds here, this is a good place to remember. In this place is called suspended wave because the elbows and my shoulders are suspending the movement at the level of my heart and my shoulders. And another form of saying, it's not the slow, you see, because it creates pressure, but the height that corresponds to the release of my shoulders in order to descend to foundation and return again to crown. So one more time, suspended wave is called suspended wave because my arms go to a level that is not too low, it's suspending me up. It's not too high that raises me, but it's at the level of the shoulders and the rib cage to descend to foundation to get me back into crown again. Okay? So now if we wanted to complete the movement, we unravel the movement back into 0 point, and here we are. Thank you. Wonderful.